All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the greatest show on earth, Too Easy Sports Betting. I'm Trice Too Easy, guys. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. It helps me and my channel a lot. And lastly, if you would like to join my sports betting community in Discord, it'll be in the pinned comment and in the description of the video. All right, so we'll review yesterday. We'll do some props that I'm on for absolute max fucking value. Then we'll go over the slate, review each game. I'll give you guys all my leans, all my opinions. Again, guys, I only bet plus EV, plus value bets. So I don't play these, but if I were playing off a gut feel or my thoughts or putting together parlays, these are the plays that I would pick. And I've been doing pretty well. If you tell these yesterday, you would have did all right, man. I cooked yesterday a little bit. Anyways, my review for my personal with my positive EV betting, I had a 1.8 ROI. My goal is 2% a day, so not bad. I only went up $14, but I only wagered 825 yesterday. Yesterday was awful. There were no plays coming in that met my criteria for positive EV. Like there was none. There just wasn't anything to bet on, and I wasn't gonna force it and risk losing or getting killed. I just bet what they gave me. Usually I have 30, 40 bets. So that 15 profit over double the amount of bets, it becomes more. It becomes 30, 45, 100, 200. But I only had 19 bets and I was betting very small percentages because they didn't meet my criteria. That's why yesterday was kind of a wash. I mean, it's $15, but I mean, I'll take it. It's not a lost day, so it's fine. We'll take it. CLV sucked as well. Only 31% was positive CLV, and I'm trying to be at 60, 65. But again, like there just weren't any plays. There were just no plays yesterday. Like I was waiting all day, staring at my phone, waiting on plays to come through. There just wasn't shit to really bet on. So even the ones I played, I didn't love. Today, so far, there's been some great plays. So that's a good sign that today might be better. But anyways, let's just get right into it. Show you guys a couple props that I'm on today that I like. You might want to consider for parlays. First one is Colin Sexton over 3.5 assists. Now, I did get these at different prices. Let me pull this up and make sure I can show you guys my correct price. So I got this at minus 132. It's now minus 136, so it hasn't moved much. But as you can see, every book is starting to favor it down. DraftKings was 135, now it's 140. Caesars was 140, now it's 142. FanDuel was 132, then 136, now 138. So they're pushing it down, meaning most places think this is gonna hit. If you look on the season, he's hit it more than he hasn't. However, over his last 20, 65, last 10, 40, last 5, 40, he hasn't hit it lately. But head to head, he has a great history versus the Grizzlies of getting a lot of assists. 4 and 7 this season when he saw them. What I'm finding is these books really love the history, the head-to-head matchup history. They put a lot of emphasis on how they've played historically versus said team. They put more emphasis on that than how they've played recently, way more. So if you look at it, he's hit it 100% of the time, but head-to-head, he hasn't hit it much. That line's not going to be very favored. I'm starting to find that out. They put much more into the history than how players recently played, at least for basketball. I haven't done positive EV betting in other sports yet, so we'll see. But basketball, they love the history, and the history is good, so I think that's why it's priced how it is. A lot of books think he gets a lot of assists tonight. I love it. I think it's a great play, and you can still get a very fair price. Next, Domantas Sabonis, over 14.5 points. So again, guys, I mean, on the season, this has an 80% hit rate. Head-to-head, he has an 83% hit rate. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea why we're getting this price. Books are starting to favor it up a little bit. I think the price I got it for, I got it at minus 104. It's now minus 113, then minus 114. DraftKings went 115 to 120. Caesars 116 to 117. So they're pushing this down to, by the end of the day, this might be minus 125, 130. I wouldn't be surprised because it's been going down ever since. That said, guys, excellent history and a great hit rate on the season. I love this play. The line is too low. Obviously, I mean, look, he's killing this. I mean, what the fuck? He's murdering this line. Now, lately, again, though, he hasn't been doing great. But, I mean, over 20s 55, head-to-head's 83, and on the season is 80. So he had a little slump, but then last night, he played very well and looked good again at 16 points. So catch him on an upswing, and this line is just too low. Most books think he's getting in there, favoring it down, so it's a lock, okay? And then the last one, guys, this is not actually a player prop. This is a spread. By the way, I'm using Outlier here. 7-day free trial in the description of my videos, and it's $20 a month. It's the greatest program on earth. It is everything you need to sports bet profitably. But anyways, the Hawks versus the Rockets. Now, this is not a player prop. And usually I only do props here, but I am on this for max value, and I wanted to show you guys instead of just talk about it. So the Hawks first half plus 5.5. I got this at minus 114. It's still there, by the way, guys. So if you look here, the Hawks plus 5.5, they have in the first quarter, in the first half, plus 5.5, they have a 90% hit rate. Houston minus 5.5 to cover a 6-point spread has a 20% hit rate. What that tells you is the Hawks always cover the first half. The Rockets never cover first half. If you look at this, I mean, this is insane. Head to head versus the Rockets, they have a 100% hit rate covering a spread. Every single game is close. Every single game. So they always cover 5.5 versus the Rockets. DraftKings has this at minus 138. Pinnacle has it at minus 133. FanDuel's lacking at minus 114. You can still lock this. This is probably my favorite play of the night, just looking at the stats. I mean, if you really look, hell, if you wanted to be like, the Hawks could cover a plus 1.5 at 90%, 2.5 at 90%, 3.5 at 90%, 4.5. I mean, they've covered this. They've never not beat this spread. But where things really turn is Houston has covered a 2-point spread, 2.5, 3.5, 50% of the time. But if you take them to 5.5, now you only have them covering 20% of. They've only covered it twice. So then you have a 90%. This is the biggest gap. That's why you're getting the plus EV here and why you're getting such a good price and why this is the play you'd want to make, because Houston only has a 20% cover to a 6-point spread where the Hawks have a 90%. Every other time Houston's a coin flip. So you'd want to be on this at plus 5.5. It's a great play, and it's probably my favorite play tonight. I'm all fucking over it. Okay. That's it for the some of the props. And then of course that one spread I'm on. Let's review the slate. I like the slate a lot tonight. I think there's good value. So let's talk about it. First game, guys, you got the Magic and you have the Hornets. Now, obviously, we want to be on the Magic. The way they're playing right now, the thing with the Magic is you feel very good putting money on them. They play hard. They play the best defense in the league. They cover spreads. The way that Wagner and Paolo are playing right now, it's sickening. Like, these two look so fucking good. There's no way you feel bad putting money on Magic. Now they're versus a god-awful team in the Hornets, and all they gotta do is win by 6 with the best defense in the league and shooters who are just as good as Hornets, if not better. There's no way I'm not on the Magic by 5.5. I'm all over it. I mean, I don't know how you could make a case to not take the Magic here with a weak ass 6-point spread. They just beat the Lakers by more than that last night. The Lakers are much better than them. The only injury they have is Cole Anthony for the Magic. So Cole Anthony's out, but who really gives a shit? Now, I will say that the Hornets are completely healthy, not an injury in sight from first string to fifth string. But I don't put much emphasis in that because it's the Hornets. Who gives a shit? Magic are a much better team. They should cook this 6-point spread easily, effortlessly. The only thing to consider is they're on a back-to-back, but I don't think it matters. Hornets are terrible. Next game, we got the Spurs and the Pistons. So I'm a big better of the Pistons. They're very good to me. I like the Pistons a lot. That said, Spurs have been playing really good. They got their record up to 31-39. They've been playing good ball. Pistons are starting to slow down a bit from that crazy run they were on. And you have to take 10 points. You got to take 10.5 with the Pistons. Now, the Pistons continue to be the best strength and conditioning team in the league. They're never injured. But the Spurs are pretty healthy. They're playing good. I cannot take 10.5 versus these Spurs. There's just no way. They're too good. I know Victoria's out, but everybody else is in and healthy. I can't lay 10.5. I want to. I love backing the Pistons, but this line's too much. It's too sharp. Stay away. Next game, Warriors and the Heat. Guys, Warriors are fully healthy. They got a couple day-to-day guys who I'm sure play. Warriors look like one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. The Heat look fucking terrible. The Heat are healthy. They're both healthy. All you got to do is cover 6. To me, this makes no sense. The Warriors are so much better than them. Warriors minus 5.5 is a free bet. I love this play tonight. I love this play and I love this play. These two are, if you want to like parlay these two together or drop it, maybe just take the money lines and parlay them, whatever you want to do. Man, these plays are good. I think the Warriors covered his 6 points easy. I'd be on Warriors. Mavs and the Knicks had to fade it. It's just too many points. The Mavs, listen, they're awful right now. We know that. I know they're not playing good ball, but they are kind of starting to figure it out and play a little bit better. And the Knicks have not looked great with JB out. And you got to lay 10.5. Do they probably cover it? Yeah, but there's a lot of good games on here tonight, and this just wouldn't be one of my favorites. I just not confident in the Knicks covering 10, so I'll stay away from it. Hawks and the Rockets, guys, as you saw on the when I was doing the props and I showed this one spread game, the Hawks cover 8.5. They cover big spreads almost every time, and the Rockets don't cover big spreads. They always have these close games. 8.5 is too many, I think. Hawks are not a bad team, guys. They're not a team. They win. They got a 50% win rate. They're not a bad team. 8.5 is too much. And historically, the Hawks do really well versus the Rockets. I'd be all over the Hawks 8.5. If you wanted, take it plus 12.5 and parlay it with the Warriors minus 2.5 and the Magic minus 2.5. Something along those lines. But yeah, I'll be all over the Hawks plus 8.5 here. Jazz and the Grizzlies. I'm on the Jazz plus 10.5. You got Jazz, one of my favorite teams to back. You guys know that. If I were betting this, I'd bet the Jazz plus 10.5. Mr. Consistent Walker Kessler is going to do his thing tonight. He should have a great game. He does well versus the Grizzlies. And he's just a nut job, man. He's just too damn good and too strong and puts forth too much effort. On top of that, the Grizzlies without Ja Morant don't look great. Desmond Bane is very good. He performs every night. He's one of my favorite players to back as well. But so is Walker Kessler. And the Jazz have 5 players who put forth max effort the entire game. The Grizzlies have Desmond Bane. He's the only effort player in my opinion. I just don't think the Grizzlies are capable of covering big spreads without Ja. So I'll be on the Jazz plus 10.5. I think they can cover that. Thunder and the Kings, I have to fade it. The Thunder have an injury or two. Chet should be playing, but the Kings are fully healthy. They look great. They're playing really good basketball. I think Sabonis has a great night versus the Thunder, which he's shown. He balls every time he sees them. So with how good Sabonis does versus him and how well the Kings have been shooting, and then on top of that, you got to cover 10 as the Thunder with a couple injuries. It's not that I think the Thunder probably cover it, but there's just so much better games. Why back it? Then the last game on the slate, guys, is the Cavs and the Trailblazers. Give me the Cavs minus 6.5 easily. This is another one of my favorite plays. I think these spreads are very fair tonight. Cavs minus 6.5, Jazz plus 10, Hawks plus 8, Warriors minus 5.5, Magic minus 5. Dude, these plays are very good. I wouldn't be surprised if all these hit, and I'm dead serious. The Cavs, Donovan, I believe he's out tonight. But the Trailblazers, they're not good. Cavs are 57-14. Trailblazers 32-40, and they don't look great right now. Cavs to cover 7 without Donovan, I think they can do it. I'll be shocked if they can't. And they've learned how to play with that. The first couple games without him, they struggled. They've learned how to play without him. They've adjusted. Coaches figured it out. Players have figured it out. They're just too good. 7 is too low. Just like last night when I told folks, man, bet them Celtics. Yeah, they had a couple injuries, but bet them damn Celtics. And them Celtics went nuts. The Cavs, Celtics, so good at covering 2 to 8 point spreads. They're going to cover them. I get if you don't want to back to 10 to 20 points, 15. I understand that, but 2 to 8 with the best teams in the league, lock that every time and don't even think about it. So I'll be on the Cavs minus 6.5. What my final plays would look like today off a gut feel: Magic minus 5.5, Warriors minus 5.5, Hawks plus 8.5, and the Hawks first half plus 5.5. Grizzlies and Jazz, I'll be on the Jazz plus 10.5. Colin Sexton over 3.5 assists. Sabonis over 14.5 points. And I'll be on the Cavs minus 6.5. That's all for today, guys. Let's get out of here. Let's get a bag. Let's crack these folks.